We're back on Sports Fit. As always, 5 great minutes with Jimmy Vaccaro. Go visit him if you're ever in Las Vegas at the South Point and follow him on Twitter. Bookmaker for over 40 years at Jimmy Vaccaro. Hey, how about this? Cubs and the Indians tonight in a World Series. The Cubs finally make it. It's 1908 against 1948. What does it mean for business? And how much of a loss do you take if the Cubs win it?
Well, first of all, the Cubs winning won't really do anything to us besides having us count some as a winner. And obviously, Paulie, what people are getting at, the impression is because the Cubs have been doing it since 1908, haven't gotten there. Just to remember, they went off as one of the co-favorites. So there was never, anytime there's a favorite that wins at anything in the future book, naturally it doesn't subscribe like you get your brains blown out. The only time we do that, like, was a 40 or 50 or 60 to 1 shot. Remember, the Cubs are only 12 to 1. So let's call it like it is. The Indians are a huge pickup because nobody, since Bob Feller in 1954, the pitcher had a thought that they could even win it. But the Indians are a huge pickup, and the Cubs, we actually win a few dollars.
What's it been like in the sports books there with the Cubs playoff run?
Well, the Cubs playoff run, you surely can tell by the amount wagered. Not that it's a tidal way, but you know that there's something in the air because you can feel it if you do this as long as I have, that there's just extra energy. And what it does, especially during the weeknights here in Las Vegas, it actually brings people out a little bit more that might not show in your book Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Even with the phone apps being as popular as they are, people still like to make the bet on their way or at home, and a lot of them still like to join the festivities because, like I said, this will be a little more unique because naturally every commercial break or every time they go to someplace, you'll be seeing a Chicago Cub commercial on where it was. They'll show Bartman 10,000 times. They'll show the Billy Goat. They'll show all that kind of stuff. And people can realize and they can connect to that. The Indians, like I said, to most people who live there, it's still a disaster on the lake. So what can I tell you? But it will mean more turnout, especially for the books during the course of the week. I would say that a Cub game, especially the first game, it's simply going to be like a Monday Night Football game. I think it draws that much attention.
Okay, and something that's changed in all your 40 years in the racket, we call them bridge jumpers, but guys come out and they bet huge money on money lines. You see it with Mayweather, you see it with Ronda Rousey, and here you had an $80,000 bet on the Patriots to win. Yeah,
you see more and more of it, and like I said, that obviously you can get your tail twisted a little bit, but naturally this guy who bet yesterday after Landry Jones shown exactly who he was, he surely didn't have much of a trouble getting there. But you're seeing more and more and more of it. And he came to the South Point on Saturday and said he would like to bet a big wager on a money line on one of the games. And first of all, without even guessing, which one of 2 or 3 teams he was going to look to bet on. Very nice, very casual. A California customer came in and filled out all the reports, but I know that he'll be a new customer, and I know when I talk to guys around the city, they're getting just as much attention as we are at the South Point on these big money line parlays. Yes, understandable at times. You get chopped up, but this guy was pretty confident, and obviously he won it with relative ease.
You had a $30 10-team parlay that paid $24,000.
Yeah, the other side of the coin is we're getting more and more money line bets, but the most popular parlay card that we write, and I think if you would talk to the guys around the city here, they would probably tell you that 10-teamers get the most action because, like I said, for the one side of laying 80,000 to win around 25,000. There's the other whole section of people looking to bet 10, 20, 30, $40 and to some degree change their life if they become very lucky. Apparently, it's very, very hard to win. We don't pay out that many 10-teamers during the course of the year. But the guy had a $30 10-teamer, and he was skating easy. After he got to leg 10, he had the Arizona Cardinal Seattle game under the total. So I think he was pretty much in good shape. So he won $24,000 for a $30 bet, and it's just more and more prevalent. We're getting more money line plays, and we're getting more and more 10-teamer plays.
Can you believe that, Jim? I think the Seahawks had 4 first downs with 2 minutes left in the game.
Well, I can only say that I hate to keep using my age as a barometer here, but I've been watching this stuff as long or longer than most. I have never seen like that. I was so intrigued by the game that you couldn't stop watching it because you kept saying to yourself, this can't be happening, but it was. And then The follies that happened in the end was absolutely unbelievable, undescribable. Remember, on both occasions, remember when Sherman missed the receiver, it looked like the kid was going to score the touchdown. He doesn't. They tackle him at the 2, and then the kid sticks his toe, knocks the pylon over, and he was out, and then the kid missed it. Then the only drive that Seattle had, he made a big play. The ball that looked like he might go the whole way there. He gets tackled, and bang, this kid misses a chip shot. The second one was even worse than the first one, but like I said, I had never, ever seen anything like it. Compelling? Absolutely. Nothing like it. And once again, here we go, Paulie. Not to sound like an old codger, but I've been railing this for the past 15 years. Where can you be entertained more for a $50 bill after watching a game like that? Nowhere. Believe me, nowhere.
Amen, brother. Run it down like only you can. I imagine the Patriots result was horrible for you.
Yeah, the Patriots was obviously the worst game. The two worst games were the Patriot game and San Diego coming back and down to 27-10 or whatever they were down, and they beat the team that always folds up. And actually, but the best game was the Minnesota Vikings, and everybody was on the Vikings. So Saturday was a fair winner. Sunday we won a matchstick, and we'll go from there.
How about a silent assassin?
A silent assassin on the losing side was Maryland. I mean, every smart guy and every public guy in the world, had Maryland. I guess this Michigan State team is an absolute fraud because it was nothing but Maryland money. That was the biggest. That was the biggest loser. The reason we got saved on the Saturday night was the bridge jumpers and the SMU Houston game. I mean, that game turned everything around for us. We were stuck pretty good, but that made it a decent weekend because there wasn't any tickets on SMU, but everything connected to Houston, and they just bowed out of their chance to win the championship too. So here we go again, and the other one actually was a fair to a moderate higher than normal win. Naturally was Penn State upsetting Ohio State. So it's going to be great, pal, in the next 5 weeks. Make no mistake about it. Stop into your favorite race and sportsbook. You'll have a good time.
Well, last thing, how many interviews you end up doing Wednesday? How was hardball with Chris Matthews?
I did about 10 to 12. The hardball with Chris Matthews was okay. I was only on for 4 minutes, and here's a quick one for you. Isn't it ironic? Tom Hayden, he was a big activist in the 60s. And he was there in Chicago when all the big riots at the Democratic National Convention, and his guy, Abby Hoffman. And Tom Hayden just passed away this morning. But when I went down to do the interview, the reason I got cut short, we were on the campus of UNLV, and there were protesters. I mean, significant amount. And they not disrupted the show personally, but screaming so loud in front of the stage that they couldn't hear themselves talk, so they extended the politicians' time a little bit more. I was only on for 4 minutes, but I'll tell you what, it resonated. I mean, there's a lot of kids and a lot of people and a lot of protesters, but it was done with, had a lot of fun with it, but we'll do it again in 4 years, buddy.
All right, you got it. Thanks for 5 great minutes. Hey, guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.